What's cooking, Bianconeri? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today we've got plenty to talk about. First up, we're going to talk about the midfielder situation. Allegri wants more of them. He's demanding or asking, requesting, if you will, that Juventus brings more midfielders in, better midfielders, better quality overall. Then Juventus are ready to make some sales. You got to get rid of some of the dead weight to continue to bring on some more top quality players. And then finally, we've got some injury updates regarding Monata. His seems to be struggling a little bit more. And now Moise Kean has one as well. Stick with us. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back. You're in the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro, and today is Friday, October 8th, 2021. Of course, we have your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the good news and bad news that we have to share with you each and every day. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and if you haven't already, what are you doing? Join our community and what we have here at the Bianconeri Zone. We want to have you guys here with us. Also, make sure you please hit that like button, especially if you like our videos, you like our content. It really does make a big difference just hitting that like button with the algorithm and everything that it does for the channel. So please hit that like button as well. All right, let's just jump into it and we'll give you the first news update of the day. And that's Allegri wanting midfielders. This is from Corriere dello Sport, who's saying that Allegri has asked for a new addition for the midfield. Juventus continue to monitor Juve at 40 million euros. He is considered the right profile. But there's a lot of competition from Chelsea, among other squad. Definitely a lot of other teams have definitely started to pick up on the Juve train, realizing he's a top quality midfielder, and there's definitely going to be a lot of competition there. I want to say, especially all the names that you can think of, Atletico, Chelsea, whatever have you, are going to be interested, going to throw their names in there for Juve. So definitely going to be a bit of a struggle there. But if we're looking at other midfielders, other opportunities, is this one is Donny van de Beek is back in the picture. Corriere dello Sport also reporting that Van de Beek is leaving United. His agents have been in contact with various clubs, and Everton are particularly interested in him. In Italy, there's not only Juve who are thinking about it more and more seriously, especially when it comes to a loan plus an option. So definitely you're going to have some competition there. I know some guys have been high on him. I know a lot of you all have. We've seen the comments. We've seen it in the chat during our lives or whatever have you. But definitely Donny van de Beek's another name to keep an eye out for. I think he or Tchouaméni would probably be more my option just because Tchouaméni I think may have a more hopefully positive future going forward. But I think Donny van de Beek will be a good option as well. If they could get one of those, I would be content with it personally. Let's move on. Then we're talking about the sales and the situation there for Juventus. Right now, Corriere dello Sport's reporting that some exits are possible in January, and Juventus are thinking about 3 names. Pellegrini, who could go on loan to Sampdoria, and 2 players who struggle to find space in Allegri's lineup due to their characteristics. That's McKennie and Kulusevski. They only take fair offers, really, especially for Kulusevski. We've talked about it before. McKennie, I still like McKennie to a point, but I also understand it's time. He has not really lived up to I don't want to say the hype, but he hasn't lived up to maybe his potential here at Juventus, or at least he's not working in the system that Allegri's really thrown out there. He looks confused. He doesn't know what he's doing. So at this point, it's good. It's better for everyone for McKennie to move on if that were an option in January. Maybe that'll open up that opportunity for Tchouaméni to come in as well. Kulusevski is another one who I like Kulusevski. I like what he does. I was hoping he'd click, but for some reason, every single time he seems to struggle right now. He's definitely struggling at Juventus, and he's not finding the right footing, especially there when he's being used more in a striker role than he is being used in the midfield or whatever have you. We'll see what happens there, but it'll have to be, like I said, a fair offer. Maybe he can go out on loan or something like that. And then Pellegrini, of course. That dream, I think, passes by when it comes to Pellegrini and his future with Juventus, at least for now. Then we can go on and talk about another player that basically needs to be out or Juventus wants out, and that is Tutto Sport is reporting that Juventus want Ramsey out. If Ramsey wants to leave Turin in January, he would hardly find obstacles from Juventus. It was he who chained himself to the Catenaccia when the directors wanted to sell him to the Premier League last summer. Juve is willing to let him leave for free in January. So if there's an option there, Juventus will do whatever they can to remove Ramsey from the picture from Juventus. I know that'll make a lot of people happy, especially given the latest news. I mean, the deal he had where his, manager's getting paid money for him to do nothing, basically, but that's how these deals work out. It's also a sign of the manager doing a good job for himself. So I can't really blame him too much there. But that's just how the situation unfolds as it is right now. We'll see. We'll keep monitoring that. Hopefully, Ramsey will find a place suitable for him that he can move, and there can be an amicable parting of ways, and then we can look forward to the future and better prospects going on. Then we can go on and we can talk about we have Dusan Vlahovic back in the news, and that would be right here. Tudo Sport is saying that Cherubini will try in the summer for Vlahovic, but there's a lot of interest from the Premier League. Kubisa will do everything to avoid a Chiesa 2.0 deal, but much will depend on Vlahovic's will. In Serbia, they are convinced that Juve are leading the race, and he is a Serbian player. He's from Serbia, and that's a good sign. If Serbia seems to know this, or seems to believe this, at least a lot of the groups there that maybe have a better feeling on what Vlahovic's desires and wants are. I talked about in yesterday's video. The best thing for Juventus is to get his will and his desire to say, I want Juventus and that's the place I want to go. Then Juventus can more overall work out a better deal for him. Similar to the Locatelli situation, being that he's not I don't know his history. I don't know. He could have been a Juventus fan as a kid, like Locatelli, but Locatelli being Italian is more likely that Locatelli was in the situation. But if it were to play out the same way with Vlahovic, it would be very beneficial to Juventus for this to happen. And definitely not. You wouldn't worry as much about those Premier League squads coming for him as it is right now. Then we can move on. We got a Dibala to talk about, and that would be Paulo Dibala, and Gazzetta dello Sport is reporting that Juventus and Dibala are in talks to renew the contract until 2026 and still 2025. This is sure to be a little bit of a controversial news update, just because I know how some people aren't as high on the Dibala train as, say, maybe I am or other people. But let me know your thoughts. What are your opinions when it comes to Dibala? I'm sure you will in the comment section down below. I know a couple of you, I can think off the top of my head, that definitely will. But that's interesting that they want to keep him until 2026 instead of 2025, especially with somebody who may be quote-unquote injury prone at this point in his career. But that seems to be a big point. Maybe that's what Dibala wants. Maybe Dibala wants more of a long-term setup. You have that extra year of income guaranteed for you instead of the total amount, instead of asking for a huge sum of money that was reported before that seems to be untrue. Then maybe you're just asking for one more year guaranteed. You're playing at Juventus, it's the place you want to be, and you have that stability for your future. So I'm open to it. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'm sure you'll let me know. And then we have Monata, and we're talking about his injury. Gazzetta dello Sport's reporting that Monata will miss Roma and probably also Zenit in the Champions League. He is more likely to return to on the 24th for an Inter. So take that as good or bad. I'd probably prefer him to return earlier, so that way he could hopefully get back into form before coming for the Inter. But if he's at least back for Inter, that's a good enough sign. But it's a little bit troubling just because I think the feelings before it were literally, we had talked before about, it could be a lot longer. And then it seemed like he was going to be back by the time the international break, wrapped up. Now it looks like that's not the case. It looks more and more likely that it'll be postponed a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't keep getting drug out, because Juventus needs to have, a full squad as much as they can through this rough stretch in the season. Also talking about injuries, we also have Gazzetta dello Sport reporting about Moise Kean, saying the only one who could be considered doubtful for Sunday is for the Italian national team, the Azzurri, is Moise Kean against Spain. He suffered a hard blow to the neck. Yesterday morning, he was wearing a neck brace and was only one of the non-starters of Wednesday night not to train on the field. So it seems like he won't be playing, more than likely. I guess it would be against Belgium in that match on Sunday for the third place match. It's unfortunate. Unfortunately, they're in the third place, but it was a good run while it lasted. But maybe overall, it's better that if it's nothing serious, that more Juventus players aren't getting played and they're getting rest, and hopefully he can recover, and hopefully it's not a serious injury for the future for Juventus. Hopefully it's just a precautionary thing. He comes back to Juventus and he's good to go, because I really want to see him really take off and at least get an opportunity to really prove it out there on the field, instead of hopefully getting I don't want to say been disappointing so far, but I really want to see him actually be able to try to play his game. Just go out there, play your game, You know he's a strong attacker. He's got that killer instinct. If you can put it out there and prove that, that'd be a lovely thing to have going into this rough stretch in the season. Anyway, that's the latest updates of all things that I have for you regarding Juventus. Some interesting tidbits there to be sure, especially when we're talking about the Mercado and who could be coming in, who could be going, and what we have going on there. Let me know your thoughts on everything in the comment section down below. We appreciate you guys for always tuning in and joining us for our daily videos and for our lives and everything we have throughout the week, and we appreciate the community that's really developing here at the Bianconeri Zone. So make sure you go ahead and hit that like button if you like the video, and please just do it anyway, please. Also, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't joined the community yet. Go ahead and make sure you do that so that way you can stay up to date with all of our latest videos. And when you do that, also hit that bell icon to stay updated for all of our latest videos as soon as they drop. Please follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter, and follow Julian Genotti at Genotti151 on Twitter as well. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.